Hello everybody and welcome back to the F1 2016 live career mode being streamed right now on YouTube for episode number 98 of season 3 and at Red Bull, and today it is the United States Grand Prix. 4 more races to go, guys, until the end of season 3, and next week will be the launch of my biggest challenge on the career mode series to date. More on that will be revealed next week at the end of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and it's going to be hopefully a good one as well. But anyway, we are here at the Circuit of the Americas for this round, and oh boy, you guys are in for a treat for this race. Unfortunately, we're starting 13th, but more of that later. But the weather is going to be the massive factor in this race, which I'll show you once we get to the grid. But before we do that, we have our agent Emma, as always, giving us our expectations for the race. So without further ado, let's hear what she has to say first, and then we'll go to the grid.
Hi, guess who? I've seen the team's expectations for the race, so I thought I'd pass them on and wish you luck. Take care.
So in this one, we've got to finish 6th or higher, which is kind of respectable once again from the team. On there, beat ahead of Carlos Sainz, which probably will be difficult, and beat our teammate Max Verstappen as always, and stay 4th in the championship high. But in the last episode, guys, at Suzuka, we pulled off a brilliant tyre wear strategy, and we won the race from, I think it was Max Verstappen again, and we were crowned the Constructors' Champions for the first time this series. After 2 failed attempts, we finally have won the Constructors, and funny enough, I will show you quickly, it was second place's old team, which is quite funny as well. But in the Drivers' Championship, as you can see, we are leading now by 5 points ahead of Max Verstappen, and if Carlos Sainz or Sebastian Vettel do not beat us today, they are out of the running, and it will be a 2-horse race going to the last race of the season at Abu Dhabi potentially. You could have another championship decider 2 seasons in a row at Abu Dhabi, which would be quite nice to see. Only major upgrade was Haas. Obviously it's their home track, so they've boosted a lot of upgrades and are nearly close to Mercedes on pace, which is quite good. But before we start, guys, for today's stream, we're going to try and go for a like goal of 123 likes. That's 123 likes on this video for today. If we could smash that as we did it yesterday for Suzuka, which was insane, I would be amazed as well. But we have got a video out tomorrow, guys, which isn't career mode because I am out, unfortunately, but it is a return of a series that I used to do on the channel, which I love doing, and a lot of you will probably know what that is. But I've left a vote in the top right hand corner, guys, if you are interested in just leaving your thoughts on what you would like to see in 2017 along with the career mode and the AOR coverage as well of my race streams. But until then, I'll leave you guys to that, and also subscribe as well if you want regular career mode on this channel, live as well. It's unpredictable, these ones. If we crash out, we crash out. We retire. No flashbacks, ultimate AI, and obviously no assists, considering I'm in a PC split one driving the AOR. But without further ado, let's go to the track now for the United States Grand Prix. Can we pick up another win on the bounce? We're about to find out. It's race time, guys. Let's do this.
In 2012, America's on-again, off-again love affair with Formula One finally seemed to settle down with the completion of this wonderful racing facility here in Texas. Since then, we've been treated to some incredible races, including, of course, that classic wet-dry championship decider of 2015. We're racing today then in Travis County, Texas, where 20 corners and speeds of up to 200 miles an hour await us on this magnificent racetrack. It's 60% full throttle with plenty of good opportunities to pass, especially through the 2 DRS zones into turn 1 and at the end of the long back straight into turn 12. What a race we have in store today. I, for one, can't wait to get started. And there's another very excited little chap here beside me as well. It's our very own Anthony Davidson. Great to see you again today.
Thanks for that, Crofty, and I'm really anxious to get underway here. We've got all the makings of a great race today. World champions in competitive cars, lots of drivers on form, and I suspect a few strategists on the pit wall looking to try something a bit different and maybe jump their cars up the order.
It's a steep incline into turn 1 that'll help you scrub speed off. There are multiple lines, so be sure to make use of them.
So before the off, Let's remind ourselves of yesterday's qualifying session with a look at the starting grid. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Sainz, Button, Felipe Massa and Kvyat, Gutierrez, Grosjean, Magnussen and Jolyon Palmer, Hülkenberg, Raikkonen, a Red Bull and Bottas, Alonso, Vettel, Rio Haryanto and Nico Rosberg, Nasser and Perez, Pascal Wehrlein and Marcus Ericsson rounds off the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
So here we go, lads, on the grid for the United States Grand Prix. It looks very dark out there, which can only mean one thing: it is going to rain, and look at the rain we've got in this one. It is going to be monsoon territory, and then it's going to die off at the end. It's going to be one of the toughest challenges of the season for me. I don't like racing in the wet, especially around this track. As you may remember, on 2014 we were so bad round here, and it didn't particularly go well for us. So in this one, we're going to be sticking with the high tyre management strategy of a one-stop and just go on the mediums till about half distance when that rain comes. But thinking about it, actually, we could go on the softs, but actually, you know what? We'll go on the softs. We'll switch this strategy up if I can and just go on the soft tyre. But the mandatory tyre, that's the problem. We have to start. We've got to basically. Wait, I want to work this out and try and start on the. You know what I mean? Start on the soft tyre, but it's not letting me. So we're just gonna stick with what we got. Go as long as possible on these tyres, but it won't let me change it for some bizarre reason. So I'm a bit annoyed about that. But we'll just stick with that. Fuel I'm not going to touch yet, but actually I could do the low tyre wear management. What should I do, guys? I'll let you guys vote right now quickly in the chat. Would you like me to do higher or low, depending on the weather, as you can see on the top of the screen? It is going to start raining halfway through the race. So it'll be... okay, I can just see straight away some of you are saying mediums, so we're just going to stick with the mediums. We're sticking with mediums. I know we're a bit behind on the stream, but we'll start this off. But anyway, guys, let's go to the grid. There is no formation now. We're just jumping straight into this one. We'll see if the strategy works, but we'll wait and see. But the lights are on. It is now time for the United States Grand Prix. A crucial race of the season, this one. And it's lights out and away we go here. And we will be slow off the start with our medium tyres as Bottas has a brilliant start off the line. But we're just going to be boxed in here around the outside. I'm just going to take it very carefully through turn 1 here. Not going to make any contact with any drivers. As Alonso has made contact with, I think that was Hülkenberg in there. We're just going to back out of it there. And we are we're down in 16th place now, so not a good start. Someone's gone off, and there's a Renault off the track as well. I think that's Magnussen being spun round, and we had to avoid action there. But Rosberg got through, and we are down to 16th still. So we haven't really gained. We've lost positions at the start, but I'm not really bothered about that. The main question is, when's the rain coming? Is the almighty question, which I don't know if Jeff knows yet. Trying to get out of that from Rosberg. It would have been a bit of a messy hairpin there from us, but we got away with that just about there. But oh, there we go. As we go have a nice run here on Rosberg, and it's gonna try and go down the inside into the hairpin, and we get it done very nicely there, and we're up to 15th place. So we've made one position with that one. Rosberg struggling this weekend really for pace, which is quite a surprise in contrast with Lewis Hamilton on there. So we're coming to the end of the first lap. The leaders have got an almighty lead already, as you can see on your screen. I think Max is in 3rd, I think, or 2nd. I can't really tell. Getting a dirty air from Hülkenberg there, pushing us off the track. Nick, I'll find out why it's not working. Because you actually picked the Kimi Raikkonen Bois one, funny enough, for the 20 quid, so thank you very much, mate, for that. But I'll try and figure it out for the next one. Anyway, lap 2 we go, and we're going to try and go down the inside of Hülkenberg with our straight line, with the Force Indias being the slowest car in the field right now in my development race, which is a bit of a shame, really. One of the slowest has been out to 14th. Rosberg's got past him as well, so I think Hülkenberg's going backwards now. But when we go on the straight, I'll just check from Jeff what the rain situation is, and we'll find out what happens. But we just need to get into a groove right now with these mediums, try and go as long as possible for when the rain comes. And once again, I think the strategy is going to be interesting from the AI, but we'll wait and see. As they're just checking up here, Vettel being checked up by Gutierrez, and we're just going to just take the initiative on there and move up to 13th. But Vettel's struggling out of that corner, so I don't know if Ferrari have got issues right now. But everyone, guys in the chat, just put bra, please, for Nick, because it should have popped up there. But oh well. As Gutierrez and Alonso have a bit of contact. Palmer's made contact with someone, and we just got to get out there. Pascal Wehrlein's out of the race. So we'll take drastic action. Chaotic start here in Kota, but madness there of a star. We're up to 12th place now. Just shy of the points as Wehrlein's car's parked there. And I'm just surprised there's no safety car in all of this. So very surprised, really. At least a virtual safety car. It is in a dangerous spot there. And is that rain I see? Oh my god, it's raining now. Oh wow, okay. It is now raining, so I should have started on the softs, but oh well, we just have to go for it now. Thanks guys for the boars in the chat, it's always nice. Running a little bit wide there, but the rain is now here, and you know what that means. Let's get the inters ready. I'm going to try and stay out as long as possible and just see when the heavy rain's coming, so we don't have to make a pit stop on the inters. But this is going to work out very nicely for people on super softs, I feel, and this has not worked out nicely for me. So I'm just going to check when the heavy rain's coming from Jeff. But we're going to try and make a late move here on Gutierrez, who struggled on the last lap, and we get it done. Back end slid out there. It just reminds me of Q2, this does. Weather report.
This rain could be with us for a while. Light rain conditions for the foreseeable future.
Oh, we get DRS as well, thankfully. I forgot about that. As we've got some side-by-side action with a Williams. I think that's Massa and a Ferrari. Could be Raikkonen, but we'll wait and see. But we're going to have to try and do what we did in the wet. In our wet races so far, and win. We've won every race in the wet when the races have been wet, actually, or it's been a full wet race. So we need to continue that streak here today, like it was in Brazil last season, where we pulled off a brilliant drive in that one to win the race in the wet conditions. So we have to try and do it again here today, and just try and extend our lead at the top of the championship to Max Verstappen, our teammate. But the pace is not going to be good for the AI, as you guys well know. The pace of them is actually not that good in the wet, as you guys have mentioned to me in the chat. For some reason the AI aren't that great. So we've got past Alonso in these very tricky conditions right now. We have got the inters ready, and a bit of advice for anyone in the chat that is just for future references in their races, in their own races or league races. Once you see the DRS disabled on your screen, that is the time to pit for the wets. Some people have stayed out and just saying, oh, it's a bit better, but there is a glitch actually I found out with this game, which is quite funny. If it's a wet race and you start on like, if it's like a full wet race, apparently if you start on the intermediates and then sim the race, you win automatically. It's a weird glitch. It's quite funny actually. Nearly 200 people watching this race. We've got a battle between the two Williams, and look at the speed Bottas has over his teammate. As I'm starting to lose a little bit of grip now, starting to struggle as Massa's been demoted down to 9th. Bottas and me have had a great start from me, and I think Massa may have problems, but I am going to be looking into updating the Williams livery for the next race, as I am battling with them quite a bit. So he's not even ready for inters yet, but just getting dirty effort from Massa. Just can't get past him at the minute. He's made a mistake there. Just try to go around the outside there, but just close the door on us. So we get pushed a little bit wide from his dirty air, but a few people are coming into the pits already for the wet tyre. So that's a very interesting call, that is, from a few people. I do not know who they are, but interesting call there. But we're up to 8th now. Very bizarre strategy call there. If they get put on dries, then I will be amazed. We'll get a great exit on Massa. Oh, we just got a bit loose there, and we just got to come back on the track safely there. So it's not a little bottle, if I'm honest, but I think Gutierrez has gone a bit wide, so we're going to try and take his place. But it is getting a bit wet now, as you saw, just come off the racing line and just lost the back end completely. As it is starting to get a bit wet now, as Gutierrez is coming back at us for 9th place, but we just hold him on there. And we will maintain in 9th place there, so we only lost already a couple of positions there, but just trying to make the move, just lost the back end completely. So we are going to be boxing this lap for wet, so I just need to see where Verstappen is in all of this, because I think he's going to be coming in this lap. Oh, he's comfortably miles ahead, so we should be fine to box onto the Inters and do a double shuffle. I think McLaren are going to do the same thing. Williams are going to have a bit of an issue, if I'm honest, with their drivers if they're this close, unless one of them stays out, which I just think is just a stupid idea to do, but got to just take it nice and easy now. It is going to get heavier, and we're going to experience heavy rain for the first time in quite a while, I have to say. So I'm not looking forward to that, but it should be quite fun. Massa's struggling a lot now in his tyres, and the pack is still out there, which is amazing to see. But Jeff's made the call for us to pit, so I'm pitting anyway to come into the box. And that is perfect timing there from Jeff. What timing that is for Jeff to say that now, to come into the pits. We've got, who's that then? We've got Force India in the pits as well. We've got, who's that then? I think that's McLaren in the pit. Oh no, it's Renault actually also in the pits. So me, Hulkenberg, Kvyat's in the pits as well. Massa, I think's in the, I don't know actually who's in the pit lane right now, but Hulkenberg's in. So Hulkenberg's come in. So we are the first ones to switch to the Inter, and actually Kvyat was one of them actually. He was pitted early there, so this is not going to work out for quite a few people right here. So me, Hulkenberg, are just got the strategy spot on here. A Renault as well. So expect some surprises right now once we come in. Look at the dots on the map as well. So this is going to be quite interesting, this one. There's the pack, the race lead. The race leaders at the minute. So we've got a massive gap to gain on them right now, as there's the confirmation of the DRS being disabled, which will mean one thing for us is they are going to pit this lap for Inters. I'm pretty sure that is going to happen, but we've got this spot on right there, so I've got to give Jeff some props. So in the chat, guys, let's put GG Jeff in the chat. So I want to see that right now, guys, in the chat. Spam it right now with GG Jeff for us right now, and let's try and get over 200 viewers if we can, guys, in the stream. So make sure to share the stream out to your friends that they might like F1 or like Red Bull. Then, oh great, we've got heavy rain coming in now, so we might as well just get that ready for our next pit stop. But we're going to stay in lean now, just so we can expand this tyre stint, as Verstappen's now coming to the pits. Button stayed out surprisingly. That is a surprise to see. Drifting through the long right-hander there, which is reminiscent of Turn 8 Turkey. Kvyat's going to the pits. So we're going to gain quite a few positions here over the pack. So we'll see where we're going to come out. I don't think we're going to lead this one, but we're going to be somewhere close. And there's someone up towards Turn 1, but let's see where we are. We are coming out in P8. So we've really gained a couple of positions there. Naz has stayed out surprisingly on soft, so not going to help his cause for a contract next season. Obviously with the rumours going around of the new team coming in, but more on that will be revealed at Abu Dhabi of what's going to happen. But we've actually gained a little bit on the pack, actually the lead pack, which is definitely what I wanted. And it's going to be down to race pace now on the wet tyre and see who will pick up the win here today. But it's going to be quite close. As you can see, the field is all closely bunched up, which is going to help me a little bit, as Matt Nazar for some reason is still out on the track there. Welcome Rick to the channel, and Eddie as well. Welcome guys. But look at the difference of grip between me and Nazar. We're just going to go up to Rich, try and get past him here if we can. He's going to brake early for the corner, I know that for a fact. There he is. We're going to just take that inside line very beautifully, and we will go up to 7th place. Now all the top 6 now ahead of us now are on the Inters, so we've got to just slowly catch them up, very slowly, and just take it easy right now before the heavy rain comes, and it's a different ball game from there. So Max is in 2nd place, so I think it's Sainz leading the way still. So the back end slides out again. So we've got to take it very carefully right now, as we've got another person in the pits. It's Masserin, so we're up to 6th now, as we've got Lewis Hamilton and Raikkonen fighting over 5th position. As we're just going to come across the line, start another lap then here on lap number 8. Still 21 laps to go, so we've got a long way to go in this one. We're a little bit wide than I would have liked. So just run a little bit wide. The grip level is just not that great right now, but obviously with the heavy rain coming, it's going to spice things up a bit. But my aim now is just to catch up to the top 4, and then just fight with them, or get close to them once the wet tyre strategies come into play. And I think it will last for the entirety of the race, so that's going to be very, very spicy for you chaps in the chat. Just going to short shift up to 3rd just to save the grip, but we are pulling away from Bottas a little bit. Luke, I think that's how you pronounce it. Thank you for subscribing as well. Welcome guys, all my new subscribers, thank you very much. Just have to just take it so carefully right now. Just the grip levels is just so tricky right now. It's going to take some very different racing lines right now. Back end slid out there, but it's not a bottle. We haven't lost that much time, so it's not a bottle, if anyone says any of that in the chat. Just shows you how difficult it is to drive this car. No assists in the rain. It's just so difficult, but the pace of the AI, actually surprisingly, doing very well. Is Jenson Button's leading the race, guys. That is a massive surprise. And McLaren is leading the race, guys. Could we see the first win for McLaren right now? So we're going to see Pim, thank you for subscribing as well. Welcome to the channel. But Jenson Button, lads, is leading. I think a certain YouTuber is going to be very happy with that. And it's actually a legit 1st place as well. So Arav is going to be extremely happy tonight if he finds out that Jenson Button is leading this race. And it will be quite interesting to see that. As for some reason OBS just decided to just turn off on me there, but it's all good now. According to the stream, since we're back on air now, but a bit of a scary moment there for me, if I'm honest. But Jenson Button is leading the race. I hope it didn't buffer for you guys, but if it did, please let me know in the chat if the stream went off for just a little bit, but I'm pretty sure it didn't, but it was a scary thing for me there. Sugar, thanks for subscribing as well. Lots of new subscribers, thank you very much. But Alonso's now got past Bottas, so Alonso is actually doing pretty well considering he had to stay out a lap longer than his teammate. But lots of action here. And remember guys, if you are new to the channel, the career mode will be streamed at 3 o'clock every single, well not every day, but you know what I mean. Daily at 3 o'clock is the time to be coming along to my streams on Monday to Fridays. Then on the weekends, it is the Race with the Subs, where you guys on PC have the opportunity to come along and race it with me and have some fun in the evening time. And then on Sunday is the AOR PC Split 1 Championships. If you guys want to see some league racing on the channel, then that as well. We have got some other stuff on the channel coming very soon, but next week guys, I just want to just get a disclaimer out there. I won't be available on 2 days. I think it's either Friday, Saturday or Sunday. in the daytime because I'm heading to the Autosport International event in Birmingham next week through media, so I'm looking forward to be going to that event. If you guys are going to that event, actually, then please do let me know in the chat or by Twitter so I can maybe do a meetup with you guys and just have a chat and talk about F1 and other stuff, and it would be nice to see some of you guys at the event. But if you are going to the Autosport International show, then let me know, and let me know what days you're coming as well, because that's very important if you want to come along on there. So the track isn't wet just yet for the wet tyre, not yet, but the pace looks not too bad actually. We're going to go up to Rich now. Right now, as we've got a bit of side-by-side action, and I think Raikkonen's making a move on Lewis Hamilton for fourth place, as Jenson Button actually is pulling away. So I want you guys to spam Arrow with tweets right now to him and saying Jenson Button could win a race. The scenes right now, if Jenson Button wins this race, I would be delighted for him to win. And we could potentially have an all-British podium as well if Hamilton gets up to speed and catches up to Verstappen and the other driver who he's fighting with. But Button's pulling away with this. We're starting to struggle now on these inters, so it may be time in a little bit to pit for wets. But we'll just see how we get on for a few laps. That's a good point actually. We might stick some wing on. I've not really done it in the series as Hamilton's gone very wide out of turn 1. And we're just going to take the initiative now with Hamilton coming. I think he's got a puncher or something because he's going extremely slowly, but we're going to just bump up the downforce a click and see how we go with that, just to give us a little bit of grip. Thank you to someone in the chat that suggested that. I don't know who it was because the chat's gone quite quickly, but thank you whoever suggested it for that advice. And I haven't really thought about doing that actually in the career mode series, so thank you very much for whoever that was. But we're up to 5th now, as we're going to try and catch up to our last season's runner-up in the championship, Kimi Raikkonen, who we had an absolute classic battle to the last race of the season in Abu Dhabi. Blame France. Blame Jeff. No advertising please in the chat as well. I've just seen someone get their message removed, so we don't want self-promotion on there. So where Button's just gone away, so he is showing he is the master of the mixed conditions this weekend. But what's good for me is if I can get behind Max Verstappen, we won't have to worry about losing the lead of the championship. But personally I would like to beat him in this race. Right now, but it's still not wet tyres yet. It's not at that range. But we are catching up to Raikkonen now. We are getting a bit of grip now. Just short shifting is helping us a little bit. Hughes, welcome to the channel. Thank you for subscribing. I think Amy's gone. I think she's got uni work to do. But I'm pretty sure she's had to go anyway. Just short shift now. You can see him not even going full throttle right now. He's taking it so carefully right now on this. But Raikkonen's is just... Oh, that was a very poor line. We'll just back off a little bit. Even though we didn't get a warning for the stewards there that I'm just baffled about. Just taking a little bit of curb there. Just pushes a little bit wide off the racing line. Just short shifting it now. Trying to avoid the curb as you see the back end's gone out. We're going to get back on the power now and just try and catch up to Raikkonen once again. Don't know how to pronounce that, but welcome to the subscription to the channel, whoever that was. Just a shame. I'm just annoyed that the bra didn't come up for Nick's donation, so I might just do a different donation alert for every stream. So you got to get the likes of Kimi's Bois, you got to get Sebastian Vettel's blue flags, Verstappen's lizard moment, Jenson Button's message about Ria Haryanto, and Nico Hulkenberg's see you later. Oh, just gone a bit over the curb there. Jenson Button still leads this race on lap 13. I'm not even half distance yet, which is quite a surprise. But we've got a little bit of slipstream right now. A bit wider than normal, but me and Raikkonen are actually catching up to Max Verstappen, who's actually in third place, so he's only 2 positions behind us now. Or ahead of us, actually, my bad. Just taking it nice and easy, drop it to 5th gear through the S's right now. Magnussen Beckett's resemblance. Just got to be very careful right now. We're going to have a word with Jeff in a minute about the weather and when the heavy rain's coming, but it is starting to get a little bit heavier. But it's not at that stage yet, but we've just got to be so careful. But it's a bit of a contrast to yesterday's stream when we were on a Sunday drive, but this one is not a Sunday drive. This is like rush hour with a bit of a monsoon feel to it. But we've got a beautiful run off that exit there, off the hairpin, and we're into the slipstream of Raikkonen. Are we on Rich? We are on Rich. We've got a brilliant run here on Raikkonen. We're going to go down his inside, and we will take the position on him and move up to 4th place there. Just being very careful not to lock up. Get a little bit of oversteer there going down to 1st gear, but we have got past him finally, and we are now up to 4th as we have got our teammate right in front of us there, you can see. And we have a bit of our argy-bargies this season, me and Max, especially at Spa. If you guys remember that one, that was a bit of a controversial race. If you've not seen that one, please do check it out and let me know what you thought of that one. But we've got over 200 people watching this now, so thank you very much to all of you for coming out for this race. I do appreciate it. You coming out. Let's try and go for 250. But the most views we've ever had was like 300 or something, and that was at Abu Dhabi. And that'll be quite nice to smash there as we lose the back end again, coming off the racing line there. So I've got to stop doing that. So the wet's coming out in 2 laps time, according to Jeff. That's our next pit strategy. But as we're only at half distance as well in this race, we're not even halfway yet. As Raikkonen's not got the grip on him at the minute to try and make a pounce on me after that mistake we made at the last corner. Just got to back up a little bit there, as we want to go back on safety if we're going over the curb there. So Verstappen's gap's 3 seconds at the minute. But I've got a suspicion Button may have a chance of winning this race and may have to concede with 2nd place, but that won't bother me. As there's Button, down the straight he goes. Just showing how quick he is going in this race. So we could see Jenson Button definitely winning this one. But Raikkonen's still with us surprisingly right now. I'm glad someone's staying here when it's 1 AM and their time. So I'm guessing that's Australia. And Kvyat has got issues, which is a shame for him. Oh well.
We think there's a viable strategy change available to us. Would you like to keep to the current plan or
Okay, Jeff's gone well for me in terms of strategy, but let's see what he's got for us.
confirmed?
And he's telling me to come into the pits this lap, surprisingly, so we're going to pit this lap, considering Jeff's made the call. So we're going to box this lap. Got to pit for wets. We'll go down to lean. So we're making this call. So we're about to find out if this is going to work for us. A bit of wing adjustment as well. A very quick stop there from the boys. Another 2.1.
Ease up into light rain.
So we're going to come out then in 8th place, maybe even 7th if we get out here ahead of Sebastian Vettel. But the answer is yes, we do, just about there. But we are on the wet tyre now to the end of the race. So this is going to be very, very interesting right now. Jeff made the call, and see if Jeff's strategy calling us in is going to work for us, and I think Jeff may get a bit of a cheeky shout out at the end of the race if this works.
We have excess fuel weighing us down. Set the fuel mix to mode 3. Let's push.
So Jeff's given us the call to go up to Rich 3 as well.
We're considering switching to an alternate strategy. Do you want to change or stick to plan A?
Nope, no Jeff. It is now heavy rain right now. Look at the rain pouring down on the track. This is going to be wet tyres in the next few laps, but Jeff did make the call, and look at the grip we've got over Vettel. 2-1 with a front wing adjustment. That's very true. Surely it should have been more than that, but that's the game for you. It's run a little bit wide, just braking a bit too quickly.
We're seeing some good times set by drivers on intermediates. Pit in and get your tyres changed.
No, Jeff. You told me to pit, so we're sticking with what we've got. As it's getting absolutely pouring it down with rain right now. I personally think this is the right decision, as it is heavy rain, but I think this is the right call. Jeff thought it was the right call. People will pit, I believe, for the... Could be for Inters actually, but we'll wait and see. But just on exit, we've just got the better of the exit speeds right now. But Jeff's like, make your mind up. It's true. So we go very wide there and lock up. As I don't know who that was, but as a Williams gone spinning, didn't hear getting any feel on the wheel, so it couldn't have been any contact with me, as I would have felt it. But I think Jeff's basically just spoiled my strategy call here. But we'll have to wait and see what Jeff says after the race. Jeff could get a sacking here. Back end slid out again as we've got Rosberg all over the back of us. There we go. Maybe the wet is just not really worth it, but I'm just surprised with this heavy rain that not many people are coming into the pits for that tyre. I'm just surprised. Oh, here's the grip. There we go. That's a very nice line there from us. That's a very good line through that one corner. Button still leads though. And we're not losing that much time to Vettel, so the crossover is coming up very quickly right now, but as you can see, we're pulling away from Rosberg now. I'm just surprised by the crossover point here and when it is, but we'll find out. We've got 12 laps to go then in this race. And again we lock up at turn 1 and we're going to lose a position here, I've got a feeling, as Rosberg's given us a little bit of a tap there. I don't want to pit again because it's not worth it, so we'll just have to hold these out on the wets and just hope that they pit again onto the wet tyres. But it is pouring it down with rain. I just don't get how they're not coming in the pits yet. I'm just struggling right now. And the grip's coming to me now on the wet, but they just seem to find some grip out of nowhere. This monsoon is just not working right now, the stormy conditions. Weather report.
This heavy rain will last another 10 minutes before we see it transition over to light rain.
10 minutes more. There are puddles starting to emerge though on the racing line. That's what I don't understand.
Okay, gap ahead is 3.9 seconds.
buttons need 3 for seconds, and we've got people in the pits now. Max Verstappen's in, and is this going to be for wet tyres, I wonder? I'm praying that they go on wets. If they're going on inters, then I'm just blown away, really. There's buttons in the pits as well. The race leaders come in. Is anyone else coming in? Vettel's in the pits. Anyone else going in? Rosberg's in the pits. Everyone's in now. So the question is, what tyres are they going on in this one? But we're going to come out in
Just entered the pits. He's in the pit lane right now.
5th place, maybe? Going to try and squeeze Alonso here into turn 1. Oh, he's just there, and he's just spun. He just clipped the left rear. I did give him enough room. Probably, I don't know actually. I think I was a bit aggressive on that, like a Daniel Kvyat or Pastor Maldonado there, but everyone's on the wet tyre now, so that's just boggled me into confusion that it's now time for the wet tyre. But I will give that I should have given a little bit of room to Alonso, but the issue I have is with this game is the proximity arrow. Again, like we had previously with an incident with someone that JD had at Silverstone in the AOR, where the proximity arrow is there, it flashes, then it disappears if the car is right side by side with you or next to you, and just doesn't come up. And it really should be addressed, that proximity arrow thing, but because I thought I was comfortably ahead of Alonso when he came out the pits, but the arrow just disappeared and just didn't come up, and it's really frustrating, really. So it wasn't this bad, as it is standing water now on the track. So maybe the inters coming in early wasn't the best of decisions from me, but look at the gap we've got to try and pull on Raikkonen. What's that, 9 seconds? And I think it's like 11 seconds to our teammate, but Raikkonen's caught up actually to the back of the Verstappen battle, and he's actually up to 2nd now. Robin, thank you for subscribing. Just going to take this bit wide out of turn 1, just try and get some grip, keep the temperatures of the wet tyres nice and good. But we've just got to push now. We've got 10 laps to go. They're not that far away. My aim now is 2nd in this race. I don't see me winning this now. I'm just too far back to battle Jensen, but I'm going to try and pull a 2nd a lap if I can on Raikkonen and co, but we could be finishing in 5th as our lowest position. Alonso, to be fair to him, with the spin, has not lost any positions, which is pretty good, and McLaren looked very strong in the wet, so if there was many wet races this season, they could have been definite contenders. We'll see if we can do anything here to catch up. My only saving grace is going to be the battling that those 3 drivers are going to do in a minute, because Verstappen is getting hunted down by both Raikkonen and the guy in 3rd place. That's definitely something to think about. As the back end slides up, we're going to have to take a gamble now and go up to Rich if we're going to crawl back any time, but this battle's going to have to help me if we're going to get on that podium.
The heavy rain will pass in about 5 minutes. We'll then be working with light rain conditions.
So it's going to be inters again, or potentially intermediate weather, but we could stay out on these wet tyres that we did in a league race, I think, a few years ago that I tried to do, which gave us a few positions, but we'll wait and see if that strategy works out. But we have got the inters just ready in case it dries up quickly for the intermediate weather, but the gap is now 8.4 seconds, but the gap to Verstappen is 10 seconds with now 9 laps to go of this race as we run very wide at 1, but just cooling the tyres down as we can come back on the racing line. So remember, I'm going to try and last these tyres for 9 laps on Rich Mix, as we've got plenty of fuel as well to take us to the end of the race. So we just have to see if Verstappen can hold the pack up for me, which would help me in the championship, but the gap's still the same as it is. Alonso's 7 seconds behind, so I've got to just keep an eye on Fernando's pace right now. But Button's just gone. He's just disappeared off the map right there. So Button is on course to win his first race in quite a while. The first win for McLaren Honda since Honda come back to the sport. Diego, thanks for subscribing as well. Thank you very much. But this is the shock of the season, this one. Jenson Button's going to win a race. What's next? Haryanto winning a race, which would be quite interesting to see. But the gap's now, we've gained 6 tenths on Raikkonen in the middle sector. So the battle is about to happen. Verstappen is being surrounded by third place. I don't know who, as I said, no idea. It could be Carlos Sainz, but I'm not 100% sure. But Button goes on to lap 21 of this race with an almighty lead at the minute. So all Jenson Button fans are going to be ecstatic with that. But look at the battle for second place now, hotting up on this track. And Kvyat again got issues with his car, so Toro also not having the best of days for one half of the grid. As we go on to lap 21, so we're going to just take a bit of the racing line that time. I'm just going to have to just play it cool. So in this race, we review it so far, we just got a bit done on the strategy from Jeff. He helped us when the rain came, but when he was the switch for the the wet tyre, it didn't work out for us there. We lost quite a lot of seconds, and we would have been a little bit closer to the cars in front than we are now. So a bit of a disaster call from Jeff on that front, but Button's halfway down the straight, which is a surprise. We lose the back end again. So we just got to take it so carefully. Back end stood up, but we're going to go to the left here, just cool the tyres down, as we didn't really do that on at turn 1 right there. So we're going to come down slowly but surely. The battle is now, look at Raikkonen, he's right on the back now of that train, and I can just about see them on the right hand side there as Naz is out. So not who I was wanting to see, but it's not helping his cause for a seat next season. That's our new team that we're taking over from Sauber. More on the details later in this series, but I'm going to ask you guys to vote on who you want me to team up with for season 4. We have a lovely drift through there. Button's, what, 18 seconds ahead now of us. Raikkonen still hunting down Verstappen's, doing a good job of holding them up here. It's been a little bit wide than I would have liked with the lockup, but I could just see them up the hill there towards turn 1. So not far off the pack now than I would have liked. Just clipping the apex there perfectly. So this sector is going to be the sector that I'm going to crawl back time, because they're all closely single file right now, and you guys know what happens when they're in single file. They lose the pace on their own, so this is the perfect opportunity for us to push right now. The gap is now down to 7 seconds exactly, so we've got to push now.
The circuit's definitely looking better than it was a few minutes ago. If we can just move a bit more of that standing in water, we might be able to get onto the intermediates.
So Jeff's telling me to come in for inters at some point if we keep doing what we're doing and getting rid of the standing water, but if I'm honest, I'm just going to stay out. There's no point. Right there, so we close the gap, and there's some action going on up ahead. I think Max Verstappen's been overtaken for second place. I'm not sure, but I can see the Ferrari now in clear sight. Alonso slowly going backwards, but I think Verstappen's just held on. I think it is Sainz there in third place, so they're going to have a very spicy battle. Remember, Sainz has to beat me and Verstappen to stay in the championship. Vettel is definitely out of the running now, as Kvyat again is out of the race. What a poor thing for him. I think he's lapped actually, and he's parked it right on the start-finish line. So I'm just surprised. We've had no safety cars today again. Very surprised, as there's Kvyat's car parked on the right-hand side. So Charlie Whiting must be nice to the guys there. A lot of you are saying don't pit, and I agree. I just don't feel it's right to pit. There's still standing water, as you can just see on the track, so I think the AI will do the same thing and stay out to the end. But we could be surprised here and see some of them pit, but we'll wait and see. But Button is in the driver's seat right now if he wants to pit, because he's got a big enough gap to me, so he could come out just ahead of us and just go on his merry ways on the inters. So, but the battle that I really need to focus on is this one with Raikkonen, Sainz and Verstappen right now. As you can see them, all three of them line astern. He's going to brake a little bit early for the hairpin, stay in second gear, get on the pedal there, pedal to the metal. Verstappen's going to try and pass Sainz again down the straight. And has he got the move done? No, he doesn't actually. I think Sainz is up to third now, second again. Raikkonen's just biding his time, it seems. But this is just helping me. There's Jenson Button going around the long right-hander. We run a wide again out of that corner. We're going to come back on the power again. We are catching them up. We've still got 5 laps to go at the line. Jenson Button still leads the way, and the gap's 18 seconds to him, so he has got that pit stop window nearly over us if he wants to pit onto the intermediates. But the big talking point is this battle for second place right now. I'm just literally giving it everything I've got, but Button's done a perfect race here. He's been flawless all race in this one, so we'll see how we get on. Just trying to take it nice and smoothly right now, as the track is getting a bit intermediate weather territory. So we've got 5 laps of fuel apparently, so we are actually on the cusp of fuel when we were like 3-point-odd laps in this one. So we'll see how we go along with this one, but just trying to commit to these corners perfectly right now. Just running a little bit wide off the racing line there on the curves, but just don't want to clip the curbs because the back end slides out like that just happened. As they're still there. Just got to give everything we've got now. We're going up to 4.5 laps to go then in this United States Grand Prix. It's been quite a classic one in terms of the weather playing a role in this one. We're going to stick to standard now to the end of the race. And I think Verstappen's made a move on Sainz. They're side by side. Raikkonen's just a sitting duck here, really. He's just losing so much speed. And look at the gap now, it's 2 seconds, 3 seconds actually. So Sainz and Verstappen's battle has cost Raikkonen massively. And it's just bringing me into this battle. We're not as fast as Jenson, but lads, I think the podium is back on now for definite if this keeps up. Back end slides out again on us there, but the battle now is now a 4-horse race for second place. Sainz is starting to pull away from Verstappen, and this is going to help me right now as we're going to go across the line for 4 more laps then of this race. Alonso now is up to 10 seconds behind right now. Running a little bit wide at turn 1 again, missing the apex. Just going to have to short shift right now as we go down the hill, a little bit of a hill. Jeff's telling me to pit. Oh no, lads. Our Lord and Saviour has got an issue with his car. Let's put a hashtag pray for Harriento or pray the Lord. Pray for the Lord. That's a better one. Pray for the Lord in the chat right now. Pray for the Lord that he gets to the end of the race. We don't want to do what Kvyat did. Have a little bit of a lock up there. But this is where Kvyat, not Kvyat, why am I saying Kvyat? Sainz and Verstappen have been battling, so this could help us here. As Verstappen's going for a move again. It's going to slow them both down. It's going to slow down Raikkonen down as well. And Verstappen's back up to second place. So we're just going to just slowly crawl up on them and just make our moves one at a time. As we've only got now 3 and a bit laps to go of this one. And look at this now. As I said, the train strategy is working for us very nicely here. Just need to avoid the dirty air from Raikkonen. Button still 18 seconds, so we are matching the pace of the race leader right now. We're a little bit wide than we would have liked, but we're now into the slipstream of Raikkonen. We come out the final corner, 3 more laps to go then in this race, and can we get on that podium here this afternoon?
We're catching the car ahead, but be aware that these tyres need to last till the end of the race.
Yes, Jeff, I do know about that. Everyone's in the same boat as us. Don't have to bother about wet tyres because they're fine at the minute in terms of the tyre wear. But so far, so good for us. We're now on a course for a podium finish here. Max is in second, which I believe he will take the lead of the championship again or be tied on points. I'm just not sure. But I don't think we're going to be in this position for too long. Raikkonen's got a better exit than us at that point. Just locked up there, double lock up on the front of the tyres, and we just have somehow got a good exit out of that corner. We're going to go up to Rich. We're going to try and get past one of these if we can. But just look at the straight line speed we've got over Raikkonen. We're going to make the move on him. Sainz makes a move on him as well. Raikkonen breaks late as well, and we're going to just have to just hold him on there. Verstappen's been pulled out wide. Made contact there. Luckily avoided the incident there. Raikkonen's going to make it 3 wide going into this corner, and we've all somehow got through that just about there. I'm backing out of that. But absolute chaotic there. Raikkonen's made contact with Sainz. And what's Raikkonen doing there? Just pushing us wide there. So chaotic scenes here in the States just then. And it all just started really with contact with Sainz and Verstappen right there. So not what we wanted to see. Just gave us a bit of an anticlimax there for us. But we've still got 2 laps to go to try and get on that podium and try and reduce the deficit that Verstappen's going to have to us in the championship. So we need to get past Raikkonen at some point. Oh, as I've gone off the track there. Not what I want to do, but 2 to go then. But that all started thanks to Carlos Sainz just clipping the side of Verstappen, and I just had to check up and avoid that. And then going 3 wide in one corner is not going to work at this track. But did the right thing there. We've got 1.5 laps to go then in this United States Grand Prix race. We know that Raikkonen's not good on at this corner on traction, so this could work in our favour and try and pass him here if we can.
Button's the race leader.
Just full throttle there, and we're in the slipstream once again for the second time in 2 laps. We're going to try and make a move on Raikkonen. He's going to try and make a move on Sainz, so I'm just kind of expecting him to come out. And a very late move into the corner there, and we get past Carlos Sainz as well in the process. So we've got 2 positions there in one corner. Brilliant move there from us. A very, very risky move on Sainz especially, and we're up to 3rd now on the podium, and Max Verstappen is just there. And can we catch him in a lap and a bit? It's going to be hard, but I'm going to give him my best shot right now, because I need to pass him. But I think the gap's going to be going down, I think, to 2 points. If it stays as it is right now, with the gap being 5 before the start of this one. I think it's a 3-point deficit. So we'll wait and find out what that's going to be as we now go on to the final lap of this race. Jenson Button is going to win this race, guys, if he stays on the track and doesn't have any technical issues with his car. So the scenes in the chat once Button crosses the line is going to be quite interesting to see. Just running a little bit wide. Max has got issues in this part of the track. He's just got no grip right now. We've just got some beautiful grip. That change of wing setting in the pits has helped us in. He's actually slowing down as he's struggling now, as we are going to bring Carlos Sainz into this, and this could be a bit tactical here, but just can't find anywhere to pass him at this point on the track. It's not helping us one little bit. Are we going to have a repeat of Spa again, which is not what I want, of course, but we'll wait and see. I'm going to just stay behind him here and wait to the straight and use the slipstream to help us get past him here, as we're going to get a very nice exit on the corner. Getting a bit of curve there as well, but we're going to be going side by side now down the straight, and I'm actually helping Sainz here as well, and Sainz could do us a massive favour here. He's going to try and go around the outside going into the start of the final sector, and he's going to get the move done. No, he doesn't. Verstappen stays where he is on there. Meanwhile, Jenson Button's coming towards the penultimate corner of this race to pick up his first win of the season, the first win for McLaren Honda. And wow, that's going to be that's a shock. That's the shocker of the season. Verstappen still holding off both Sainz and Raikkonen on this last lap. We are putting away. Jenson Button, ladies and gentlemen, has won the United States Grand Prix. Another new winner on the season, but we've pulled away from Verstappen, who's having issues having the grip there. We're starting to struggle now a little bit on our wet tyres, but it looks like Verstappen's going to hold on to third place. But most importantly, we will come home in second and extend our lead in the championship. It's a great drive. Bit unfortunate with the change to wet tyres, but we'll take it anyway. Second place as it is. That's how we do it. And but Jenson Button is the winner here today.
So another fantastic victory for McLaren today. And I have to wonder, Anthony Davidson, just what set them apart from the competition here.
Well, keeping their tyre temperatures up in the tricky wet conditions was really important. There's not much grip out there at the best of times, and it's 10 times worse if you're out there on cold tyres. So the way they kept the rubber in its proper operating window was a huge advantage today.
And look at that, they're making their way out onto the podium now. Great race from the McLaren team, and I'm really happy to see them there on the top step of the podium.
So there we go then. Jenson Button picks up his first win in a while. He's very happy with that. We caught him in a very impressive second from where we started in 13th on the grid, going down to 16th, but I feel Jeff kind of got us done there on strategy from the inters to wets, but we will put that aside. Most importantly, we still lead the championship and extend it as well. But let's hear from Crofty and Anthony once again.
So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. Our current points leader extends their lead at the top of the championship after a very good result here today. And now I'd like to ask you, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
For me, the Red Bull driver was the class of the field today. That was a commanding performance today. Very impressive indeed.
It may already be wrapped up, but let's look at the constructors' standings. Red Bull have extended their lead over the championship. It was great having you with us for this weekend. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Until next time though, goodbye.
So here are the results then for the United States Grand Prix. Jenson Button wins by 24 seconds from me, and just shows you how quick that car is in the wet McLaren. Got to keep an eye on them for next season potentially. Max Verstappen in third, Carlos Sainz in fourth, Raikkonen in fifth, Alonso P6, Vettel in seventh, Hamilton the big loser. From pole position he finishes in 8th, so Mercedes needs a lot of work on that car for next season. On there, Rosberg in 9th, Gutierrez gets a point for Haas on their home patch, so well done to them. And here are the rest of the results on your screen, with the retirements of Kvyat, Nasser and Pascal Wehrlein completing the field there. And what does that mean for the championship? We extend it by 3 points to now 8 points with 3. Well, I've just got that completely wrong, but the gap's 8 points basically, with 3 races to go. and it's going to get very, very, very tasty right there. And I can confirm to you now, guys, that Sainz and Vettel are out of the running for the championship. So it's now between me and Verstappen for the Season 3 championship. And Sainz and Vettel are actually having a battle right now. 6 points between them for third place. So it will be nice to see whoever comes out on there. And briefly in the constructors, no one's really changed, but we've extended it to 225, even though we've won the championship anyway. We'll take that away. But 8 points with 3 races to go. This is going to be going down to the wire once again. But that will be the end of the episode, guys. So thank you very much for all coming out tonight for this one. It has been amazing response from you guys in the chat. Awesome response from you guys in terms of likes as well on there. There'll be no career mode tomorrow, guys, because I am out, unfortunately. So it will be back on Thursday for the next episode of the career mode, which is going to be at Mexico, and it will be my 99th and 100th episode on the series, which is insane for you there. But tomorrow's video, I will recommend you guys going out to watch. It is going to be a classic race on a mod on a previous F1 game, and it is one that I am going to most likely bring back at some point down the line. But also as well, guys, please make sure to go to the top right of your screen and vote for what you would like to see me bring back to the channel at some point this year on there. But as we go back in the purple, I'm not going to bother with Emma really, because Emma is going to say the same thing that we always do on there. But I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. So thank you very much for watching this, guys, and make sure to like and subscribe if you want more content on the channel of the career mode. But until then, guys. Oh, it is. Is it? Oh, wait. Is it? Oh God. Okay, it is Thursday, guys. My bad. I've lost the will to live. It will be tomorrow, guys. The career mode. So sorry, my bad. See, this is what happens when the new year comes in. On there. So I've just seen what everyone's saying for me, but it will be tomorrow, guys. The career mode potentially. If not, it'll be Friday. So I'll let you guys know, but it'll be one of the 2 videos. But until then, have a great day, guys. And I'll see you very soon for another video on the channel, which will be tomorrow, regardless of whatever it is, if it's career mode or my classic video. Until then, take care, guys. Have a good night, have a good afternoon, have a good morning, wherever you are around the world. And I'll see you guys very soon for another video on this career mode. Until then, take care, and see you later.